Okay, so let's talk about The Alchemist. Ever think that maybe the biggest treasure you're looking for is actually already inside you? It's a huge idea, right? And it's the core of Paulo Coelho's classic story. We're going to dive into this tale of magic, destiny, and what it really means to chase a dream.
And this quote, this is pretty much the whole book in one sentence. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. See, it's not really about the treasure at the end of the rainbow. It's about believing that rainbow even exists. That possibility, that's the spark that gets this whole incredible journey started.
All right, so meet our guy, Santiago. He's a young shepherd from Andalusia. And honestly, he thinks he has it all figured out. He's got his flock, he's got the open fields, he's got freedom. He's comfortable. But you know how it is, sometimes being too comfortable is its own kind of trap. And for Santiago, a dream he keeps having over and over is about to completely shake up his world. So where does a journey like this even start? Well, it doesn't begin with some big, dramatic event. It starts with a whisper, a dream that just won't go away. You see, Santiago is kind of at a crossroads in his life. He actually chose this shepherd life specifically because it let him travel. He turned his back on the stable life his parents had planned for him. But here's the thing. Even with all this freedom, there's this little nagging feeling, this pull towards something bigger, something more. His life, as good as it is, just isn't quite enough. And that dream he keeps having? It's always the exact same thing. A child appears and leads him all the way to the Egyptian pyramids, saying there's a hidden treasure waiting for him. It's so real, so persistent, that he can't just brush it off. So he goes to a dream interpreter, an old woman, and boom, she tells him, "Kid, that's not just a dream, that's a prophecy." And just like that, the call to adventure becomes very, very real. But of course, right when he's starting to doubt all of this, a mysterious old man just sits down next to him, calls himself Melchizedek, the king of Salem. And this is where things get a little magical, a little weird. Because this guy, this total stranger, he knows everything about Santiago. He knows about his sheep, his life, and yeah, he even knows about that secret dream that's been bugging him. So this king, Melchizedek, he introduces Santiago to probably the most important idea in the entire book, the personal legend. What is that? Well, think of it as your life's true purpose. It's not just some random goal. It's that thing you've always deep down wanted to accomplish, even when you were a kid. And according to the king, our main job in life is to go after that personal legend. And here's the incredible promise the king makes him. First, he talks about what he calls the world's greatest lie. You know, that feeling that at some point we lose control and fate just takes over. He says that's totally wrong. The truth, he says, is the complete opposite. When you want something with every fiber of your being, the entire universe literally conspires to help you get it. Okay, so Santiago is fired up. Inspired by the king, he does something huge. He sells his entire flock of sheep and sets off for Africa. He's all in. But just because the universe is conspiring to help you doesn't mean it's going to be a walk in the park. Oh, no. And his journey almost ends right then and there. I mean, the second he sets foot in Tangier, he gets conned, and a thief steals every single penny he has. Just like that. He's totally alone in a new country, doesn't speak the language, and is flat broke. That whole conspiracy from the universe is starting to feel like a really bad joke. But instead of just giving up, he gets a job working for a crystal merchant. And this merchant is such a key character because he's basically a warning sign. He's a mirror of who Santiago could become if he quits. See, the merchant has his own dream, a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he's just too afraid. He's stuck in his comfort zone. He is the perfect example of the fear that holds so many of us back from chasing our own personal legends. So Santiago works for a whole year, saves up his money, and gets back on track. He doesn't give up. He joins a caravan heading straight across the Sahara Desert. And let me tell you, this part of the journey is going to teach him things you just can't find in a book. Out there in the endless sand, he learns something huge from one of the camel drivers. He learns that the only way to make it through is to live completely in the now, not worrying about what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow. And once he does that, something amazing happens. His senses just open up. He starts seeing these little signs, these omens. It's like the universe's secret language, and he's finally learning how to read it. Eventually, the caravan reaches this massive oasis, which is basically a sanctuary in the middle of a raging tribal war. And at this oasis, everything changes for Santiago. Three huge things happen. He meets an Englishman who's obsessed with finding a legendary alchemist. He meets a woman named Fatima and falls in love, like instantly. And he has a vision that's going to change the course of his entire life. And for the first time, Santiago is seriously tempted to just stop, to give up the treasure and stay with Fatima. But she's the one who teaches him this incredibly important lesson about love. Being from the desert, she gets it. True love doesn't hold you back, it sets you free. She tells him he has to keep going and she'll be there when he gets back. Because their love isn't an obstacle to his destiny, it's a part of it. So remember that vision? It turns out to be a big deal. He sees an omen that the oasis is going to be attacked. He takes a huge risk, warns the leaders, and because of him, they save the day. And that single act of bravery leads him right to the person the Englishman has been looking for this whole time. And it's the alchemist himself. But he's not what the Englishman thought he'd be. He's a true master of that universal language, the omens. And he sees something special in Santiago. He decides to become his final teacher, his guide. He teaches Santiago how to listen to his heart and how to connect with what he calls the soul of the world, this kind of spiritual energy that ties everything in the universe together. But their journey together hits a major, life-threatening snag. They get captured by a hostile tribe. And to save them both, the alchemist makes this absolutely insane promise. He tells the tribe that Santiago is so powerful, he can turn himself into the wind. I mean, come on, this isn't just some clever trick, it's the final exam. Can Santiago actually use everything he's learned to perform a literal miracle? He's got 3 days to figure it out or they're both dead. So how does he do it? It's not magic in the way you might think. There's no secret spell. It's about pure connection. He actually has a conversation with the desert, then with the wind, then with the sun. And through this, he has this massive realization. They're all connected. They all come from the same place, the soul of the world. And once he understands that his own soul is just another part of that universal soul, he can just ask the wind for help, and the wind listens. Okay, after turning into the wind, which is a pretty hard act to follow, Santiago finally makes it. He's there. He's standing in front of the great pyramids of Egypt. He's got a shovel, and he is ready to dig up the treasure he has been through so much to find. So he digs, and digs, right in the spot from his dream. But there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. No treasure chest, no gold coins, zip. Can you imagine? After everything he's been through, the omens, the desert, the near-death experiences, it feels like it was all a complete waste. This has to be the absolute lowest point for him. And just to make things worse, some thieves show up and attack him. As they're beating him up, their leader starts making fun of him. You're digging for treasure because of a dream? What an idiot. And then comes the biggest twist of the whole story. The thief says, you know, I had a dream once too, about a treasure buried back in Spain under a sycamore tree in an old ruined church. But I'm not stupid enough to chase a dream. And in that moment, Santiago gets it. It's the final omen. So he goes all the way back to Spain, back to that abandoned church where this whole thing started. He digs under the sycamore tree and there it is, a huge chest overflowing with gold and jewels. The treasure was at home the entire time. And that's the final beautiful paradox of the story, isn't it? He had to go on this epic, dangerous journey across the world, only to find out the treasure was right where he began. But here's the thing, the gold was nice, for sure, but it was never the real treasure. The real treasure was the journey. It was everything he learned, the love he found, and the person he became along the way. He had to go all that way just to be able to see the value in where he started. And that right there is the heart of the alchemist.